I'm Matt Gardner, and welcome to this week's episode of The Signature Show. I wanted to begin this episode with a little bit of a celebration. Recently, Signature Theater was awarded 5 Helen Hayes Awards for its production of A Chorus Line, including Outstanding Production of a Musical. Samantha Marisol Gershman and Jeff Gordy were also recognized for their performances as Deanna Morales and Paul San Marco. Recently, I got to sit down with Sam and Jeff to talk about A Chorus Line and their Helen Hayes Award wins. Hey, Sam and Jeff, welcome to the Signature Show. How are you all doing?
Good.
Recently, you were both honored with the 2020 Outstanding Performer in a Musical at the Helen Hayes Awards. What is that recognition like?
Honestly, just even doing the show, I was like, I already won. That's great. And then the fact that I was nominated and recognized was really special. I wouldn't have done the show that I did, night after night without every single person standing on that line. It wouldn't have been that show without the people that were there in that moment.
The people that I was in my category with, I have so much respect for that I just immediately kind of was just grateful to be in the room. Hearing my name get announced was totally surreal, and without our cast, I don't think I would have been able to be as vulnerable. And honestly, you, Matt, you, Dennis, you all just kind of made the space safe enough for all of us to be as vulnerable as we could possibly be. And then the signature audiences were also just showing up every night and giving us their...
Yeah.
I was always running around, shouting, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. I was so enthusiastic with the cup. I was in everything. Every info was in my picture. And I was lucky because I got a scholarship to college. A scholarship to college. So I went. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna be a kindergarten teacher. Imagine me, all this kindergarten teacher. And I thought, shit, what are you gonna be when you get drugged out of here? Honey, ain't nobody gonna be there to know. Scholarship to life, I was good. Say yeah.
I think in any process, you really want to, you want to dig deep into the text and try to examine it as closely as possible. But I find myself in these shows that are so iconic, whether it's Chorus Line or West Side Story, things that we have sort of preconceived ideas about. I find myself trying as hard as possible to dig even deeper, to not allow myself to sort of like fall into the trap of being like, well, this is the way it's always been, so we're just going to do it this way. I remember like sitting there with Dennis and being like, for hours talking about the moment of the headshots going up to the face, trying not to just go, we're going to do it this way because it's always been done this way and people love this and it's iconic, and if we don't do it, people are going to be mad. But really go, if we're going to do it, and we talked a lot about different ways of not doing it, but if we're going to do it, how can it be slightly different, and what is the reason behind it?
I felt like this was one of a kind. I mean, mainly because it wasn't at all the choreography that people are used to seeing, but also because it wasn't at all the direction what people were used to seeing. You, Matt, you made it real. You made us talk to each other. I mean, I won't forget that one time when you had me stand up and just get a little bit closer to Matt Risch and just talk to him. And it was so nerve-wracking. It was so scary, but it was real and it was honest, and it broke down walls that, I mean, I don't think anyone knew that they even had up.
The first time this scene leading into What I Did for Love was done, that everyone was just sitting and speaking the words, and that still kind of rings in my head, that moment. That was the most authentic, real moment I've had in a rehearsal room in a very long time.
I think a lot about that moment in particular in the play these days. You know, I think about the iconic song, What I Did for Love, and I think about that line that leads into it, you know, if today were the day you had to stop dancing, how would you feel? And I feel like, you know, we are in this moment of uncertainty. The whole world is, you know, we're all sort of grasping for security. I believe that artists know this uncertainty. And so I think that makes us resilient in this moment. And I think it makes us ready to sort of like buck up and face it head on.
The fact that we live as performers, we live in that unknown, I do think that kind of prepped us for this. You know, I have to be reminded of that. I'm not just always able to breathe by myself. Sometimes I need people to say, breathe, Sam. But I do think that when I do, I'm able to remember, oh yeah, we live here. This is something that we're used to. This isn't forever. This is just right now. And so in the meantime, you know, we'll breathe and we'll take it a day at a time. That's been my motto, day at a time.
Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for love. Love is never gone as we travel on. 'Cause what will remember is today goodbye. Point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for
Well, congratulations, Jeff and Sam, on your Helen Hayes Award wins. I'm so proud of you both, and we miss you all in Shirlington Village. Make sure to mark your calendars for Jeff Gordy's upcoming masterclass on October 22nd. To register, go to www.sigtheater.org. Now, I am very excited to introduce you to our next two guests, Marcy Heisler and Zena Goldrich. I met them both 10 years ago when I was asked to direct the world premiere of one of their musicals at the Kennedy Center. Over the years, we've had Marcy and Zena at Signature several times to perform their amazing songs. Recently, Maggie Bolin, Signature's managing director, got to sit down with Marcy and Zena and talk about their collaborative process together as composer and lyricist.
We want to welcome to the show Marcy Heisler and Zena Goldrich. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Maggie.
Now, we're bi-coastal right now, right? Zena, you are in California,
Yes, I am.
and Marcy, you are in New York.
I am.
Look at us, and I'm in DC, major American cities.
We are the world.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the Signature Show. So tell me, how did you two meet and how did you start writing together?
Well, Marcy and I met in the BMI Musical Theater Workshop, which is, for those who don't know, it's a workshop for people who write musical theater, and it's a fantastic program. And we were not in the class at the same time. I was actually visiting from Los Angeles, and my friend Pat Cook said, "Oh, this is Marcy, this is Zena," and we said hello, and then she said, "I like your dress." I said, "I like your dress," and that the rest is
We knew each other for about a year, and then we said, let's try writing together. And Zena was at Disney, in animation at Disney, and so we both were such fans of Schoolhouse Rock, and we know how long musicals take to put together. So we said, before we go on a big musical exploration, why don't we try some animated interstitials that maybe we could do and just sort of get our voice down. The first thing we wrote was a French song about responding to birthday party invitations called RSVP.
How do you come up with the ideas for some of the incredible freestanding songs you've written, like Taylor the Latte Boy or 15 Pounds Away from My Love or Alto's Lament, etc.?
So a lot of times we'll have a funny experience, or we'll observe some sort of social interaction. We both were in New York, and we have a bunch of interesting, friends and experiences. It's almost close. I mean, Zena, maybe you would say this too, of how a comedian gets their material. There are like these little life stories, and then we sort of put them together and play a little musical tennis and come up with something that often has a life of its own, that might have started as a funny story that either was in our lives or happened to one of us. But I would say it's close to the process of a comedian.
So now, which comes first for you two, the music or the lyrics, or do you do it all together?
95% of the time, I would say it is lyrics first. I just prefer to work that way, and because I like to know what I'm writing about. I think the better melodies come from knowing which words to emphasize, which words to hold out, which, that kind of thing.
It's really a tennis game where I serve first, in that I will often, we'll figure out a situation or we'll talk about moments that we want to write. And then I'll hand Zena a lyric and she'll say, "Oh, great." And, we don't need a verse two, and then, so it becomes a tennis. and I usually do get to serve first, but it's very much a joint effort by the time it gets to you all.
So obviously you're not together at the moment. Are you able to write together even during pandemic times?
It actually started out this way. When Zena and I really started writing together all those years ago, she was a student at USC. She was doing the graduate program at USC. And so actually, our collaboration has come completely full circle. And our collaboration was actually born writing like this. So it actually does not feel that odd. It just feels funny in that, it was the 90s, and then now here we are. But it's, we know how to do it, and we will continue to do it until we can be together.
On the Signature Show, we've been featuring DC artists singing songs by some of our favorite composers. Here's Crystal Mosser singing Out of Love by Marcy Heisler and Zena Goldrich.
So many closets to clean. There are boxes to stack, dreams to take back, ultimatums to say and not mean. When you fall out of love, first you sob, then you sigh, and you wonder how phone bills can get up that high. And you think to yourself that you really did try. You really did try. When you fall out of love, there's so much to explain. There are so many was too crazy. I live for mine, you were never around. Who knew that there would be so many ways of beating this into the ground? Tell the whole office you never loved me. I'll tell the lunchroom I never loved you. Isn't it funny how all of it, none of it, all of it, none of it's true? When you fall out of love, it's an absolute mess. Still the lessons are painfully clear. There is hurt to endure, but I think that I'm sure that it's part of the reason we're here. And your heart starts to crack and you feel less than whole, but you realize the earth still spins round on its pole, and you learn you can function with half of a soul. And you're wanting to scream, but you don't say a word. When you fall out of love, at least that's what I've heard.
I'm John Kalbfleisch, resident music director at Signature Theater. I've done a lot of shows at Signature, including all 30 of our Sondheim productions, which I understand is more than any other theater in the country. Sondheim shows are all unique, with their own challenges and rewards, and each one is kind of like a puzzle, and you just have to figure out how to put it together. Among the most challenging and rewarding of the shows is Sunday in the Park with George, written with James Lapine. Audiences, cast members, and musicians all seem to have a very special place in their heart for this remarkable show about the art of making art. Here to recreate their performance of Move On from Signature's 2015 production of Sunday in the Park with George are the outstanding Claiborne Elder and Bryn O'Malley.
I have nothing to say.
You have many things.
Well, nothing that's not been said.
Said by you.
I do not know where to go.
And nor did I.
I want to make things that count, things that will be new.
I did what I had to do.
What am I to do?
Move on. Stop worrying where you're going. Move on. If you can know where you're going, you've gone. Just keep moving on. I chose and my world was shaken. So what? The choice may have been mistaken. The choosing was not. You have to move on. Look at what you want, not at where you are, not at what you'll be. Look at all the things you've done for me. Opened up my eyes, taught me how to see. Notice every tree. Understand the light. I want to move on.
I want to explore the light. I want to know how to break through to something new, something of my own. Move
on. Move on. Stop worrying if your vision is new. That make that decision. They usually do. You keep moving on. Look at what you've done.
Something in the light, something in the sky, and the grass up behind the trees.
Look at all the things
I hadn't looked at till now. Flower in your hat and your smile.
I would be so pleased.
Color of your hair and the way you catch the light and the care and the feeling. Moving on
together, we will always belong together. Just keep moving come from you, then it will be new. Give us more to see.
Hi, I'm Anika Kwinana, Chair of the Arlington County Commission for the Arts. Located in Arlington, Virginia, Signature is widely recognized as a premier venue in the region to see musicals and new works. Not so long ago, I enjoyed Gun and Powder at Signature, the dynamic, moving, and premier musical inspired by the true story of the Sisters Clark, who ruled the Wild West. As the largest nonprofit theater in Virginia, Signature joins tens of Arlington arts organizations of all sizes to bring artistic and cultural vitality to Arlington by supporting the local economy and artists. The theater also enriches the lives of more than 110,000 people each year with its productions and education programs, including 7,000 students through education programs like Signature in the Schools and in-school education residencies. Signature is perhaps best known for presenting the work of Stephen Sondheim. Signature's first musical in 1991, a gutsy production of Sweeney Todd in Arlington's Gunston Middle School Auditorium, was a standout hit, putting Signature on the map and solidifying Signature's reputation as a major producer of Stephen Sondheim's work. Here are some of Signature's favorite artists singing Sondheim's Take Me to the World in a special version of the song arranged by Michael McElroy, James Sampliner, and Billy Porter.
Let me see the world with clouds. Take me to the world, out where I can push through crowds. Take me to the world, a world that smiles, with streets instead of aisles, where I can walk for miles with you. Take me to the world that's real. Show me how it's done. Teach me how to laugh, to feel. Move me to the sun. Just hold my hand whenever we arrive. Take me to the world so I can be alive. Oh, we shall see feel afraid. With you, we shall have the world. I'll hold your hand and know I'm not alone. We shall have the world to keep. Such a lovely world we'll weep. We shall have the world forever. We shall have the world forever and ever. We shall have the world forever. We shall have the world forever and ever. We shall have the world forever. We shall have the world forever and ever. We shall have the world forever.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of The Signature Show and for your continued support in keeping Signature strong. We have a lot of exciting things heading your way very soon, and we can't wait to announce them all. But until then, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Signature Show.